Day 417, 22 for 22. Good morning. I hope this finds you well. Please stay in your fight and don't quit. All right, so yesterday we talked about self-accountability. That's an important piece. And understanding that you can be holding yourself accountable and that not be the problem. And that's okay. The problem is too many people sit there in their spot and don't work to improve their position. That's something you should always be doing, trying to always improve your position. Now, to shift gears a little bit, we have pillars. My three is career, health, and family. When any one of these crumble, you end up in a little bit of danger, especially if they've crumbled before, because you feel like you've built things up and then they crash back down again, and it can put you in a really bad spot. And that's where yesterday's talk comes into place. If you find things crumbling on you, work to fix them. Family, we'll talk family today. The family pillar is probably the most important, especially for us that are a little bit older. Younger, single, the family part is not so important. That's why those are my three pillars. They're not necessarily your three pillars. You may have a concentration in someplace else, and that's you. That's the way things go. That's all the variables I'm talking about. Everything here is fluid because each person is different. But for me, family is a big one. When my family crumbled in 2006, it was the final blow after watching my other two pillars collapse. The final collapse of the family one, which was already on shaky ground before that, was that final straw of I'm a failure. And us military people, definitely, in particular, it's not just military people that get mad at failure, but we are always told to achieve the mission, and when we fail different things, it kind of hits us because we failed, and we're not supposed to. We're supposed to be better than that. We have trained ourselves to be better than that. Our leaders have trained us to be better than that, largely anyway. Failure is going to happen. It's just the magnitude of the failure that will drive what happens to you. But like I said, after me losing my health, and then the career, and then the family, and that's simplified, it put me in a really, 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 really bad, dark, horrible place. And it took a while to dig it out, and luckily I met my wonderful wife now, and she's the one that pulled me out of the fire. She's the one that grabbed me by underneath my arms and pulled me out of the fire. And she still does that to this day on different things. Not that I'm on the edge of suicide, but with my PTSD from my heart, she's the one that helps talk me down. She's the one that helped me come up with a plan to work through my panic attacks, so they didn't end me up in the hospital every week because something happened. And then my kids, my 17-year-old, I adore all of them. But my kids and my wife are number one on my priority list to make sure that I show them that I love them, and the number one priority for taking care of them. And I try hard as hell to make sure that they have what they need, not necessarily what they want, but I try to show them, and I try to show them a good role model. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is by being here. Now, like I said, I'm in no danger of suicide. I am confident in my life now. I've also learned some coping skills over the years to deal with everything that's gone on. It's important that we learn how to buttress those pillars And if they do collapse, we have to learn that we can rebuild. We can rebuild those pillars. A family crumbling does not necessarily mean your end. Mine was a little bit different, and I was pushed in the suicide direction. The person that did it wasn't in the right frame of mind. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. It was a perfect storm for me. Now what we have to try to do is watch the radar and make sure that that perfect storm doesn't happen to you. And it's called, and as I said yesterday, we are the sum of all of our experiences, and we learn from those, or we don't. The big thing is to make sure that if you have a family, and that's what I'm talking about today with that pillar, is that you do what you need to do to make sure, one, that you're here for them. Number two, that you do what you can to make that relationship as strong as you can, and that is with your kids and your spouse. And if you have PTSD and you have trigger issues where or with sleep, where night terrors, even sleep paralysis, all this stuff that or the flashbacks and stuff like that, that you do what you can to mitigate them, through either the VA or civilian help, or you figure out what to do. Just don't self-medicate yourself with alcohol or drugs. Weed, meh. I don't do it, but whatever. But I just would say avoid the opioids and the stuff that changes your mind, if you can. And if you can't, do it smartly, and make sure that you're there for your family, and that you learn how to operate within the new normal that you have. And I'll say that a lot. The new normal is the most important place for you to learn how to operate. You're not the same you as you were way back when, before everything happened. You're the same. Well, you're the same you in what you're going through now, but work on making a new you that operates within the new normal successfully. Success may not be 100% back to normal, or what you consider normal, because you're in the new normal, and you need to make sure that, you need to learn to accept it and work within it. And I've had to do that with my health issues, and the upstairs issues with the health issues. And you have to be able to communicate with the wife or husband and say, hey, this is what I need from you to help me get through this, and things will be a bit better for us. It's all about communication. Communicate. What do we learn in the military? Even I think all services: shoot, move, and communicate. And if you shoot and move and you don't communicate, you're going to get popped in the ass. So make sure that you shoot, move, and communicate. That went a little long, sorry. Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 1 for the airborne ranger in the sky. 1 for the infantry. 1 for the fallen. Oh, God. The neck and shoulders are not liking this today. Anyway, holy crap, 9 minutes. So stay in your fight. Don't quit. If you like these videos and think they help, please share. I have a YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you can see when these pop up on there. And bottom line is, do not use suicide as a permanent solution to a temporary or permanent problem. You got this. We will see you here tomorrow. Tough out.